Hello everyone, Lynsie here. So today let's talk about sun salutations. Now sun salutations are a very popular sequence of poses that are added into vinyasa classes or other forms of flow classes. And sun salutations became very popularized in the West through Ashtanga yoga, and Ashtanga yoga was influenced very much by Krishnamacharya, who was a great sage to many styles of yoga. He was a true master of yoga. But unfortunately, the way he taught sun salutations that became very popularized in the West was a way that he taught them this sequence to young teenagers. And we are not teenagers. Most of us that are practicing are not teenagers. We're adults. And he taught the sun salutations in such a way that he wanted them to lift their chin as they were exhaling. And the way that energy moves through the body, if you breathe in, you're drawing prana into the body, okay? And when you breathe out, prana leaves the body. But if you start to learn how to incorporate jalandhara bandha, which is a throat lock, what happens is when you breathe out, that energy doesn't rise into the head. It actually stays within the body. And so the reason he wanted these young teenagers to lift their chin is because he wanted that prana to flood into the head to spur intellect. Because what are most teenagers driven by? It's not intellect, it's their hormones. So he wanted to start to subdue that and get them to start to think more. I mean, how often have you just wished like your kid would just think before they spoke? So what we want as adults is to start to subdue the intellect and get more into the heart, because we are in our heads all the time. We have constant chatter of monkey mind, and we want to start to cultivate prana in the heart so that we start to remember our innate self, the part of ourselves that is always thriving and joyful, enthusiastic and motivated and connected to love and compassion. So we want to get out of our head and into the heart. So if you take my jalandhara bandha, the practice around willpower and focus, you'll get to do an entire practice that helps you learn more about jalandhara bandha, and also have a video that's a short explanation of what jalandhara bandha is and why we use it. But for today, I just want to show you how we're going to incorporate it into a sun salutation. So let's go ahead and stand at the top of the mat, feet hip distance apart. And for this first one, just watch what I'm doing. I'm going to show you how it's commonly done in a modern yoga class. Okay, so what happens is oftentimes you're cued to breathe in and the arms sweep wide and you lift the chin. And what happens is when you exhale, the arms go wide, and most people keep their chin lifted like you're swan diving down. And it looks so pretty and sometimes really sassy. But as you fold down, what's happening when you have the chin lifted, there's some strain on the neck, which translates to strain on your hamstring tendons. And then we fold towards the legs, and then you'll see people come up halfway, and then they lift the chin here again, and then they keep the chin lifted as they fold down towards the legs, and the last thing to come in is the chin. And then when we reverse it and come all the way up, what you'll notice is people lead with the head. They lift the chin and lead with the head, and the arms sweep wide, and the head's already up as the arms come up, and then finally, here at the end, the chin will come down. So if you notice, in that sequence, I was leading with my head the entire time, and the chin kept lifting, and it was lifting on the exhale. Remember what I said, when you exhale, prana moves up the body, and if the chin is lifted, it will flood into the head, which stimulates intellect, stimulates thought. Thoughts can become very distracting, and when you stimulate thought, it disperses prana, okay? And we want to keep prana in the body. So one little thing that we can do in our sun salutations is to be mindful of how we're moving the head. So now watch this one. I'm going to breathe in, arms go wide, my chin lifts. At the last portion of the inhale, first portion of the exhale, the chin comes in, arms sweep wide. I'm creating length here from the base of the skull through the cervical spine to the middle of the back, right between the shoulder blades. And then I pull my front ribs in to keep lengthening through the lumbar spine, and I fold towards my legs. Now, when I come up halfway, it's okay to lift the chin here, but don't throw it way back. But first portion of the exhale, chin comes in. I'm creating that length and the base of the skull again as I refold towards the legs. Now push strong through the legs. Now watch this. Inhale as I come up. Chin is staying in. I'm using the strength of my legs and my core to pull me up. My arms go wide. My chin is still in. As my head comes over the pelvis, my arms sweep the last portion of the inhale. My chin lifts. And then arms either come wide or come to prayer at the heart, and the chin comes back in. Okay? So we can try it together. Let's do a couple. We're just doing half sun salutes here first. We're going to breathe in, arms go wide, chin lifts. Exhale, chin comes in, and we're going to fold down. Halfway lift, inhale, slight lift of the chin. Exhale, chin comes in, long spine, and exhale, fold all the way to the legs. And then reverse it, inhale. Keep the chin in, arms go wide. Head lifts, last portion of the inhale, and then exhale, center it into the heart. Okay, we're going to do one more. We're breaking this down into parts, make it easier. Inhale. Exhale, chin in and fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Keep the chin in, exhale and fold. Notice how that translates into this extension through the spine, this lengthening of the spine. And then inhale, come all the way up. Don't lift the chin until that last portion of the inhale. And then exhale, chin comes in, center into the heart, or arms sweep wide. And then feel this lift already occurring here. And when we start doing jalandhara bandha, incorporating that into the sun salutations, we keep the energy from going to the head because we're building a lot of heat in our sun salutation, but we're also keeping the posterior chain protected. Okay. Now let's add the other elements of the sun salute. Let's breathe in, arms sweep wide, chin lifts, last portion of the inhale. First portion of the exhale, chin comes in, fold it down. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, draw the chin in, plant the hands and step back to your high plank, or you can jump back. But when we draw that chin in, we already land with a slight jalandhara bandha in our plank pose. And so then when we exhale, we can either come into chaturanga or all the way down to our bellies. We have this nice extension in the spine. And then we flip the feet. Inhale, don't lift the chin until that last portion of the inhale. But as we lift the chin, we're not throwing the head back, but we still feel that length from the base of the skull that we've been creating with the extension of the spine. Now from here, we can exhale and draw the chin more deeply inward, lift the belly in and up, send the hips up and back, land in your downward facing dog. And you're looking towards your legs, so we already have jalandhara bandha here. Then when you breathe in, you lift off the heels. Exhale, empty out all the breath, either jump or step to the top of the mat. And then you can inhale, come up halfway, and then exhale, refold. Press through the feet. Inhale, arms go wide, chin does not lift until that last little bit of breath. And then exhale, center it. Let's give it one more try. Let's do it all together. Inhale, arms go wide. Chin lifts, last portion of inhale. First portion of exhale, jalandhara bandha. Fold it down. Halfway lift, inhale. Chin comes in, exhale, step back or jump back. High plank, lowering down to chaturanga or to your belly. Inhale, coming into up dog or cobra. Last portion of the inhale, chin can lift, broaden through the collarbones. First portion of the exhale, chin comes in, navel comes in, shift back, downward facing dog. You can pause here and breathe in and out. You already have jalandhara bandha if you're looking at your legs or your navel. And then inhale, come high up off the heels, bend the knees, exhale out all the breath. At the end of the exhale, we step forward. So there's no breath as you come to the top of the mat. So you're completely empty in this forward bend so that you can come up halfway and breathe in. And then exhale, refold. Press through the feet. Inhale, arms go wide. Last portion of the inhale, chin lifts. And then exhale, center into the heart. Okay, my friends. I hope this was informative for you and that you continue to practice this. One, if you practice this way, you'll minimize the chances of getting a hamstring tendon tear or or amplifying chronic tension that you might already have in your neck and your shoulders. And then also from a pranic perspective, you're going to start to feel the richness of your practice at a totally different level, especially if you start to bring in jalandhara bandha into other aspects of your practice. So if that's of interest to you, go ahead and check out the willpower and focus practice, the asana portion, and also the tutorial on jalandhara bandha. Okay, my friends, until next time, many blessings.